Hi everyone. Hi Paolo.
Hi, hi Ian. Nice to be here.
Yeah, great to have you here. We're on Cards Against Complexity, and it's season three. Focus on financial services. We started already with the first episode. This is number two, and we're diving into all things improvement, automation, performance, quality, and many other areas of customer service today with Paolo. Paolo, maybe as a quick intro for everyone, you're currently at Novo. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about your role at Novo and about Novo, and then also about your journey. What got you into this place in the first place?
I'm currently at Novo. Novo is American fintech. We deal with accounts for small and medium businesses. So business account, a free business account for companies. And my role for the last 2.5 years at Novo is working as the title is automation manager, but it's a little bit generic. It's just like it means making sure that all our system and our platform for our customer to contact us are in line and work. So managing all our channels, intake channels, and the outbound campaign that we have. So making sure that the infrastructure for us for the agent is working fine, so the customer can reach us. This is my 10th year in support, I would say, which is like feels like forever. Previously, I was at Hotel Tonight, and after that at Airbnb. Actually, a fun thing is in my first role the first role in support was Hotel Tonight, and our first team meeting was a very late night retreat in Dallas, and we had played this round of Cards Against Humanity for real. And I never heard of the game before. It was like, oh, I'm coming from an European kind of professional environment, and I'm dipped into something that's just like, how do I got here? I mean, what is this? But it was just great way to meet like a very great group of people, and that was one of the dream teams. That's it.
I love that nugget. Cards Against Complexity, based on Cards Against Humanity, so you know the rules. I'll explain them to everyone else later. We might be not just exactly as spicy as that. We'll try to do it for the business context, but it's still probably difficult to choose the options. So let's get there in a second. We have three different options here on the right-hand side. Three options to complete the sentence. And, they might be not ideal, but we'll find one that's there. Cut. Let's start with your context, actually. A customer asks you to set up a business credit card, which you do, for their company. Unfortunately, there's a bug, and it can only be used to buy items that have the company's brand colors, order second-hand office equipment, like keyboards with missing keys, or pay invoices exactly 1 minute before they're overdue. Which bug do you choose?
I love them all. But thinking about my customers, I think the most important thing is just like pay invoices exactly 1 minute before they ever do. Just like It's risky, but it doesn't get into the way for them. We're dealing with smaller business, so maybe the brand's color are not something. It's something that everybody has in mind. Like no matter what, you have a one-person company. It doesn't matter. You still have all the branding in your head. They may not be on paper, but you still dreaming big. And just like one day I will have like the Christmas pants that have my colors. So that's something that is in everybody's mind, but it's not as important as paying overdue. And we have a lot of people that really do not have offices anymore. So just like you're running your business on your phone. So just like the second one, probably, no, I will just not exclude that. Pay invoices, it's what we are here to do. Just like making sure that even if there is extra drama, they're just like, what is going on? What is going on? When I can do that, if it's in time, it's good. There is like, it's always good when things work. But the point is just like good when things work in the end. Like there is some aspect of everything that we do in our life that we're expecting to be working on the first time. while it's the result, the outcome that's important. So if the car was declining just before 1 minute, the important piece is just like you're compliant and you're able to do it in the end. So that's my point of view there.
So we'll take that 1 minute, we'll take that extra complaining, maybe left and right, but in the end, if it's just 1 minute before, it might just be okay. So let's take this one. Thanks, Paolo, for playing that round with us. I mean, there's plenty of bugs everywhere, right? Like bugs in products that probably you have to deal with, and especially your customer service team has to deal with all day. And there's bugs in service, right? I mean, that's like, I don't know, you've spent now 10 years in service. There's all kinds of bugs that can happen. What's the stuff that you've seen that you've been working on to improve the way customer service works, customer service teams work, and like in the end, customers get better results?
I'm just taking a moment to exploring on the bugs, just like some of the things that we have our customer reach to us, but this is across all companies, not specifically this one. What I've seen as a customer also, just like that the main bug that we have as a customer teams is just like being opening too much channels for the customer to be reached us. And that is cardinal sin to me, just like when you can reach a team through multiple entryways, from social media to a direct email or a phone number, that you really creates more ways for things to go awry or reaching the wrong team. So just like this to me, just like the number one bug is just like, oh, this reached the wrong team. This reached the checks team instead of the banking team. Why is that? Just like maybe because there was something in the way that we're managing channels that was not correct. And this is just like what I do on a daily basis, just like making sure that we have a path that the customer can take. And on the path, we have like on the miles, we have like somebody that willing them to give them water or just directions and set them back on the street, just on their journey. So that's the thing. What I really think that introduces some level of attrition and bugs for us in support is just like that we have to focus on multiple goals, but it's never one goal at a time. Ideally just like, oh, we need to be perfect on everything, but you only have so much attention, or quite honestly, you only have so much operational levers that you can pull. So you will see like monthly business review, yearly business review, where you see, oh, we focus on performance, for example, or service level. We are replying to all customer in 60 minutes. And the other swing of the pendulum is quality. Oh, we are achieving our service level, but our quality, our customer don't like our services, don't like the way the support service them. There is a quality issue there. We have lost track of it. To me, it's always been like, and I've seen it like countless times, to just start to figuring out that maybe this is like something that the universe is telling us, and it's really like you can only do one at a time, and it's always wing back. I focus on quality now, and then I focus on performance later, and I really not able to get out of it. So just like this kind of framework, just like trying to do the things that are important for our customers, but for the company itself, what is important, it's always swinging between the two. Just to give you an example, like I can reply to all emails in 1 minute, of course, but the reply will be, we get back to you. So I'm giving the system to achieve a goal, not that we do that, but it's an option that you can do. But then, of course, the quality will drop dramatically because you're simply wasting time of the customer with an automated reply to simply say, back to you as soon as possible. Is that acceptable? Is that, well, it is something that you can do, and I've seen companies do, but does not achieve one, but don't achieve the others. This is an extreme example.
And there's probably a lot of back and forth. So let's dive maybe into one of those back and forth, and then turn it all the way back, like and see how we tie this into improving customer service in the end. So if you jump into performance and quality improvements, like what's the typical ways you look at this? Because you've done this now structurally for your team, for previous teams. if I'm thinking about this as a maybe I don't have someone like you on the team, right? But I still want to do something, and I realize Paolo told me, performance quality. Let's watch out for this. I can't do both at the same time, but I want to do something about one of them. Is there one way you would start? And then if you start at this one, or if you dive into that, what's typically your plan whenever it's performance or quality time to improve it before you move to the next one?
When you start to addressing it on departmental level, like I'm managing a team, what I'm gonna do, it's harder than what you're able to see like on an agent level. Like you're on an agent on the phone, on the front lines, you have that sense speaking with the person or chatting with that person or what you are choosing in that moment. It's your choice. You're an agent, you're really able to do almost what you want on policy, and you have the clear feeling of what is there. If we zoom out and you're reviewing metrics after a month or a week, a year, and you'll see that what directive that you had, what the context there was on that ticket on that specific day, it's lost. Or generally it's lost. Like, oh, we were very speedy and not very super personable with the customer on that date because that day, I don't know, all the banks in America were closed or were not processing wires. So we have a spike in volume that doesn't, it gets lost in the context if you only look at the ticket and interaction itself. So the more you got away from the interaction, the less context on what exactly was there was focusing there is lost. And I think the first step, whenever you decide to approach the problems, it's tools. It's because we are humans, we work with tools. Like, what's the definition of human? What differentiates us from other animals? Just like we are able to create tools to help us. And tools can be as simple as policy. Like you remind everybody that you can only say hello 2 times. And you can only say thank you and have a good day 2 times. You will not get lost in loops or pleasantries after me. Or most possibly for us, since we're dealing with high volumes and we need to do things that scale, it's with tools. And tools that remove most of the guesswork from the agents. Like the agents needs to be reassured that those are the policy boundaries that they have. They need to be assured that the customer that they receive, the interaction that they're dealing with, that they're servicing at the moment, is something that they can do. It's just like it's they are empowered to do that, and they have the training to do that. So a ticket pops up, or an email comes in, or you're on the phone. You have like a clear understanding that you're empowered to solve this problem for the customer. And if you don't feel it, well, why not? We have the technology to show you a reminder of what to do. Back in the days, it was like prompts, like you screen prompts of what to say to guide you with options. And these days can be just like, a similar ticket to this one from this customer was solved this way. Is this something that you want to do? So I think that the most important things that we can ultimately have lasting and scaling impact is with tools, any kind of tool, truly, really from a notebook to just like a software that tells you or predicts you what the customer satisfaction is going to be during the ticket based on what they're asking. Like somebody asking about why don't we sell bananas is not going to be happy about it anyway, right? It's just like its expectation is so far from reality that the person will never be making happy again because we don't sell fruits. Sorry. But yeah, it's just like tooling is the way to make sure that you focus on solving the problem. And for my experience, but maybe this is a little bit biased on my end, on the cycle of what you implement first, I think that service level is the thing that you want to, so performance is the things that you want to address earlier on so you can have like a real understanding of the capabilities, the capacity of your team. Then you can work on just like expanding quality later, and you will lose something else on my end, as I say. But you need to be really honest with yourself on what is the threshold, what is really the ability of this team We tend, and I've seen that countless times, we tend to just like, we have a not managing for the median or for the average of our teammates, but just thinking, oh, I wish I had a Superman that can do everything and I will only need a couple of them. But that is setting yourself up for failure, just like because teams do not work like that. Humans do not work like that to some degree. Just you need to make everybody's comfortable, that they're able to do their job. And so trying to make sure that you address the capacity to get to a performance. And then you can work on quality after. At least this is something that my bias or my experience, this is something that worked well. I've seen it also the other way around, like trying to instill a culture of excellence and quality, hoping that the things will come into reality after. It can be done. I've seen an example, like my first team was probably organized this way, just like get exceptional people and the things will happen. You're just a little too optimistic in my point of view. Just like I really like to have like results early on. But if you have like a brand or a company or a product that you are so sure of, you can also try to adjust for quality immediately and just like, oh, I will have that kind of quality for a customer, will not accept anything less. It's you really need to have like strong leadership from the company behind that. Like this is like a philosophical, cultural point of view. If you have like the backing of the company, you can try that. I would say that it's safer to get results, so you can manage like to get people service in a reasonable amount of time, and then worry why people are upset after or just unhappy with your service after. Otherwise, you always just like, oh, people. It's the things that rings true, but maybe are not true. Like, oh, if we service you faster, you will be happier. Well, it depends, right? It depends on the issue, it depends on the industry, it depends on what you are there to service the customer for. So just like a cautionary tale. I will start with tooling and I will start with performance in sense of delivery, and then we'll move on and see what's next. Most likely going to be quality. Spoiler alert.
Really look at your customer service, look at your customer service ops, especially when you're a bit removed. Realize that you're removed. I think that's important. So when you look at metrics, you don't have the exact context. Take the context back into account of the agent that was at the front line that might have just had a strange day with strange circumstances. But if you've understood that, then typically what you've seen is it's either performance or quality, and the pendulum goes back and forth. And it might be difficult to choose. When in doubt, we choose actually performance. One, I think, like if I rephrase it in my words, drive metrics up, improve things, but also figure out how far you can push this already with the capacity of your team to show results. Use tools for that. And then look at quality and see, like, the moment you've got a grip on performance, look at quality, see how you can improve it until that pendulum starts to swing back and you want to look at performance again. Super insightful. I think as a concept, I mean, 10 years of experience from the front lines of optimizing the way customer service works. Paolo, thank you so much for your insights. That was very, very insightful, and I think also helpful for everyone who's listening in. All the best of success for you in your role at Novo. And I'm sure a few people will be in touch after this, because there's other people like you out there, but not every team has one. So I think especially for everyone who doesn't have a Paolo on their team, leave us a comment here or reach out afterwards. Maybe connecting with Paolo through some of the support communities might be a good idea.
Thank you so much, Ian, for having me. Have a great day. Everybody has a question. I'm open book, so just contact me. Take care.
Thank you so much, Paolo. Ciao.